Hi, this is Amelia. Welcome to my channel. Subscribe so we can get together every week. This week, our story is called Charlie's Eyeglasses. Written by Margarita Del Mazo, illustrated by Garidi, narrated by Amelia Pan. This is Charlie. People call him Charlie because he's very small. One day, he will grow up, and then people will call him Charles, like his dad. Charlie is so small, he always gets lost inside his bed sheets and arrives late to school. But one day, he got up early. He gobbled up his breakfast with the speed of a hungry ogre and got dressed as quick as a wink. That day, Charlie was the very first kid to arrive at school. He was waiting for Iris. As soon as he saw her, he raised himself up on tiptoes to look taller and took a big, deep breath to make his chest puff out as much as possible. But she just breezed right past him. She hadn't even noticed he was there. Charlie sped down the hallway to get ahead of her. He wanted to make sure that nothing at all would stand in her way. She just strolled along, thinking it was the wind blowing all the doors open for her. Charlie wanted one thing, and one thing only, for Iris to notice him. And boy, did he work at it. He tried this and that and this, and even a little more of that. But nothing worked. One day, Iris came skipping into class. "I'm getting eyeglasses today," she sang. When Charlie heard that, his feet started tapping, his ears started wiggling, and his eyes bugged out. "This is great! Now she'll finally see me," he thought. The next morning, he stood up taller than ever and took such a big breath that his head looked like a big red balloon about to burst. Iris was wearing her new eyeglasses, and she was coming straight towards him. But then, just like always, she walked right past him. Iris and her new eyeglasses were the talk of the class. Charlie decided that he needed a pair too. That way, everybody would notice him. Everyone, including Iris. As soon as he got home, he began rifling through boxes, drawers, and cupboards. First, he found the rose-colored eyeglasses his mom always wore to cheer herself up on dreary days. But who wants a world that's always the same boring color? Then he tried on his grandma's Coke bottle eyeglasses. But they were a little scary, so he quickly took them off again. Next, he borrowed his big brother's sunglasses. He looked like a spy going incognito so that no one would notice him. But that was the exact opposite of what he wanted. He even tried on his dad's 3D glasses, the ones he sometimes wore to the movies. But he couldn't tell where anything was when he had them on. If he tried to hug anyone, he'd miss. He didn't like that idea at all. The X-ray eyeglasses were the most fun of all. "When you put these on, everybody you see will be instantly naked," his grandpa explained. Charlie gave them a try. He happened to catch a glimpse of the mailman's bottom and started laughing uncontrollably. His laughing fit lasted so long that he couldn't even go to school that day. One thing was clear. Charlie needed some real eyeglasses, a pair made just for him. The next morning, Charlie took extra care getting ready. He splashed on some of his dad's cologne so that he'd smell big, even though he was very small. Charlie stood at the school entrance as usual. He felt like one big bundle of nerves, and he couldn't seem to stop fidgeting. When Iris came into view, he straightened himself up so proudly that he actually did feel taller. She saw me, he thought to himself. Then he heard a voice. Hi, Charlie. He rubbed his eyeglasses clean, opened his eyes nice and wide, and suddenly he saw everything clearly. It was Rose, Iris's best friend. Hi, Charlie replied, staring at her. Then he walked straight up to her, and the two of them went into the classroom together. It turns out he really had needed those eyeglasses to see after all. The end. All right, this is the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed it just as I did. See you next week. Ciao for now.